Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and it is time for the update. I try to do this every 1 million character battle power or so, and so I have reached 7 million character battle power for my profile, actually 7,190,000. So I put this off a little bit because I've had it for a while, but I've just had so many other things to cover with clubs coming out and whatnot. But we are finally going to take a look at my account and where it is at right now, so let's get into it. Starting with the memories, you can see all the memories that I have DX'd. I don't have a ton of memories fully DX'd because typically when I'm pulling on banners, I'm not pulling for memories. I'm usually pulling for the characters. If I get at least one copy of a memory, I am pretty happy with that. Now, the most recent banner that I actually pulled like enough to DX a memory was the recent fantasy banner with Kirishima and with the new Uraraka, and I pulled like just so many of this memory right here. So I did not originally intend on fully DXing Fantasy Meadow, but you know, it's decent fully DX, but I would not recommend to anyone like putting all of your breaker tickets into this memory necessarily, because I don't think it's good enough to justify using the UR memory break tickets on that memory. Now, if you pulled a bunch of copies like I did, then yeah, go ahead and do that. But the memory to the left of it right here, the badminton tournament memory, this is literally still such a good speed memory. It's very, very good. It's good right now in the gentle criminal climax battle. It's really good in PvP still for people that are still running speed teams. And for right now in PvP, it's kind of all over the place. You have some speed teams, you have some defense teams, you have some hybrid speed defense teams. It just depends, right? But it can still be good in the right scenario. And then the memories up above, I have them DX'd either for just because they are really good memories like Adventure Awaits, or for example, Miraculous Coordination right there with Bakugo in the middle. I have that one DX'd because it becomes a plus ultra technical hit crit memory, which is really good for VE Tower. And then the Toga memory I have DX'd because it's a really good speed memory. Once again, the memory with Shinso DX because it's a really good speed memory as well for PvP. Friendly Reinforcements is just a good memory overall. And so all those memories I have DX'd, I feel like for the most part, with the exception of the one at the front, are pretty beneficial and useful. The one at the front, for those of you who don't know and haven't been around since the channel started, I DX'd that at the beginning of the game, like very beginning of the game, because I didn't know what I was doing and I thought the art looked cool. The art still looks sick. The memory though itself is kind of yeah, it's garbage. So then going down the list here, you can see all the memories I'm working on DXing. I have a lot of memories I really want to work on DXing. Some of them I've just pulled random copies of, like the Fat Gun memory. So I'm not putting tickets into that, don't worry. But like Fear the Mentor there with Tokoyami, that's a really good memory. I am working on getting that DX. I've been putting some limit breaker tickets into that. It's really good on Kirishima, but it is literally the best defensive memory in the game. The only thing that can make it better is if somehow it nullified status elements, but it doesn't do that. Another good memory that I would consider maybe working on, but probably not anytime soon if I just had an excess of tickets, would be this memory right here with Deku and Uraraka. That one, to help my friends, is actually a really decent memory because it's if you DX it, it nullifies status elements and gets rid of status elements. I forget the wording exactly. I think it says prevent status elements, and then it adds the nullify effect when you get a DX. So not only does it prevent status elements, it will also nullify status elements when you get a DX. So that is actually a pretty good memory and worth DXing in a way. And so I'll probably be working on that one as well here in the future. But another one I actually recently acquired that I'm thinking about working on, most of these other memories aren't really super important to work on, but is this bonus memory right here, Gaming and Driving. I want to see where I can take Dabi with a fully DX version of this memory. I feel like having a fully DX version of this memory, it gives 50% crit rate when it's DX'd and 60% critical skill impact when it's DX'd. I feel like it will just make Dabi such a hard hitter. Like, I have seen Dabi in a PvP match do 600,000 damage with just this memory and being level 100. If I had a level 130 Dabi with a fully DX memory of this, like, he would do so much damage. Now, I will admit Dabi is a little bit of a glass cannon. You need a way to protect him, but he can do damage. And so I want to see what it would look like with this memory on Dabi. By the time I get a DX, realistically, he might not be meta anymore, but we'll see. We'll just see where we end up. I might have to spend a little more money to actually get to where I want to go. I have an extra copy of Adventure Awaits down here, so I have acquired that since the last time. And then I was lucky enough to pull 2 of the anniversary memories for the global 1-year anniversary, so I just have those kind of chilling there. I kept 2 of them because I'm just not sure that I'm gonna I might need them in the future. I just don't know what I'm doing with them yet. I might put them into one copy, but I wanted to keep them separate just in case. And then I have all my SR memories down here. Most of them are fully DX for the most part. I got a good majority of them. There are some down here that I'm still working on just because I don't have the materials, the tonics, to level them up to level 95 because it takes a lot of tonics, right? Some of them are level 85, so I'm still working on leveling these ones up down here, but they're mostly all limit broken. There's a few memories I'm not fully done with yet, but I'll get there. And so yeah, I got a lot of SR memories, and SR memories, for those of you who are new to the game or haven't been around for a while, do have their uses. There are some very good SR memories. I recently did a climax battle run with some SR memories, so SR memories useful all the way around in VE Tower, climax battle. Sometimes they're even useful in PvP, especially if you are missing some of the better UR memories. So those are my memories, guys. Let's take a look at my characters. So before we even get into the characters, I will say, I have every character that is available in the game right now, with the exception of one singular character who I don't know if he'll ever be available to get again. I can only hope. But I do not have World Heroes Missions Bakugo, and to be honest, he's not great. It's not like I'm missing a whole lot with missing him, but just from a collector standpoint, I wish I had him. I wish back when, because World Heroes Missions came out like right after Global was launched, I wish I had the foresight to be like, hey, I need to go in on this banner a little bit more and make sure I get a copy of all 3 characters, but I didn't. And so, yeah. Anyways, here I am without Bakugo, but it is what it is, and we have all these other characters. So currently, I have a ton of characters. I'm actually able to get to level 130. The problem is I don't have the stars or the resources to get them to 130 unless I just spend a bunch of money, do a bunch of summons, get a bunch of stars, which I might end up doing eventually. But for right now, I have 2 characters level 130. I have that Deku and the All Might level 130. Deku is actually up to 130, but I need one more DX copy of him to be able to get his EX skill. All Might, on the other hand, I have all of his stuff done, and I think I just need a few more pieces for the for the DX piece route right before you use his DX piece to get his EX skill. So I'm really close to having All Might fully done, and he's really good in PvP as well, which is why I've been working on him. And then these other characters I've just kind of been working on as I get them. I haven't really been trying to work on them, so like Kirishima, Kaminari, Nijire, I've just gotten their stuff over time from dispatches and whatnot, and so I haven't really actually spent any resources on getting them to level 120. This is just stuff that's happened over time. Same thing with Climax Battle All for One. And then if you go down a little bit, I have obviously all these fantasy characters level 110. I wanted to pull more copies of Kirishima. I wanted to pull more copies of Araka. And guys, I tried. If you haven't watched the summon videos, I truly tried, but I just could not get them. It wanted me to go to Pity a second time, and I wasn't about to go to Pity a second time just to get the extra copies I needed. So whenever their reruns happen, I'll try to get some more copies of them. With the fantasy rerun coming up here, whenever this video releases, it may be before or after the rerun has already started, I am going to try to get some copies of probably Jiro first, and then I'll go for Ida, and then I'll go for Kaminari, and that's kind of the order I would do. Jiro is the best realistically right now in PvP. Ida's still good, but he's not as good as he was because of Kirishima, so Ida's like the second best to pull, and then I would say Kaminari is third best to pull. But Kaminari even has his uses now because he has his bullseye and his barrier penetration, so like I mean, they're all very good to pull for, and it's going to be a tough decision if you're trying to decide who to pull for. Zero, I have level 110 simply because I got lucky and got a WR multi, and otherwise he'd be level 100. I am thinking about scrolling down here a little bit. I am thinking about getting this Dobby, trying to get some extra copies of him instead of pulling on the fantasy banners, but I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that or not. But I think he's really good and worth the investment. And you can see all my level 100s right here. I don't actually know how many level 100s I have. I haven't counted in a while, but eventually the goal is to get like all these level 100s to say level 130, so it'll just be a list of level 130s, right? Would be the goal, and that would be nice to have. And I will warn you guys, it's not going to stop at level 130. Characters are probably going to go to, my guess would be level 150 eventually, with probably, there's what, 13 ability boards right now, 15 ability boards, because they're going to add they've already kind of shown a gamma orb in the game, but they only showed it like one time, and so I think we might not see that again until they add ability boards 14 and 15, where we see a gamma orb that covers boards 10 to 15. so they can make more money, but we'll see. But obviously so they're going to add to the story eventually, right? When they add to the story, anytime they add to the story, because obviously the new season of My Hero's out, it'll probably be after the new season is over. When they add to the story, that's going to introduce new ability boards. So that's why I'm saying we're going to get ability boards 14 and 15 at some point. So just keep that in mind. And probably around the time we get those ability boards or there soon after, we'll end up with a new rarity of character. So I wouldn't expect a like PUR or LR version of Dokkan or whatever in the game for a while to come. And scrolling down here, you can see my level 90s and stuff. The level 90 characters are characters I don't use as much. The character I probably use the most out of like these characters right here is the Green Ida, because Green Ida has a lot of uses. Once in a while I use Sue, I'd say, and then these other characters I hardly ever really use, to be honest with you guys. And I just have a lot of these characters because I like collecting them. The other reason is you never know what you're going to need in VE Tower, so having a lot of characters to choose from really helps in VE Tower as well. The Green Present Mike is actually pretty good. I need to put a little bit more investment in him. That's one character I would like to get to level 100. Same with the original Dobby. I would like to get him to level 100. I would like to get Endeavor to level 100 eventually. Those are kind of like my priorities to get to 100, I think. And then the rest of these characters aren't super like at the top of my list to get to level 100. But yeah, these are all of my UR characters. So let's go ahead and scroll down, take a look at the SR characters. So for the SR characters, I do have all of the free to play SR characters at basically SR plus. And I think, I actually am missing part of All Might there on the SR plus. I don't know what I was doing at the time. I can probably get his pieces or buy them from the shop or something. But other than that, okay, I made a little bit of an oopsie there. I actually forgot that maybe it's the advanced leveling I don't have done. No, it's part of his board too, because it's EX2. Anyways, pretend you didn't see that. I will get All Might done eventually. But other than that, I have all the free to play characters done for SR plus. And as you should also be getting your free-to-play characters to SR Plus, because these are characters that can be potentially very strong for you, especially if you're a newer player, and they are free, and you can do it with the free amount of stamina they give you. You don't need to buy any stamina to get them to SR Plus. That might mean skipping some, triple drop weekends, double drop weekends to get them to SR Plus, but it's kind of worth it to have some of the strongest SRs in the game. And then scrolling down, I have quite a few of them at level 100, level 110, 95, so on and so forth. All the characters you see here at the top are at the top, besides the free-to-play ones, starting with Dobby. All the characters you see here at the top are at the top for a reason, because they are very, very useful in PvE content, specifically VE Tower, or they have been used at some point in time. Some of them might have fallen off, like the Red Mirio. He's not as good as he used to be. The SR Yellow Kirishima, he's actually not up here, and the blue SR Ida are actually not up here because they're good in PvE content. They're up here because they are UA shop exclusives, and you're able to just buy their pieces, buy their characters and stuff like that. So that's why those characters are up here. But with the exclusion of the, once again, free to play characters, all these other characters are up here because they're good, like the Ocean Sun Yayorozu, very good. The All Might, like super good. The Endeavor, all good. Kami, good. Yeah, so basically going down, they go down in usefulness as you go down the list here. So as we get to like right around here after Jiro, I would say, after that Ocean Sun Jiro, we start to lose some usefulness in VE Tower with most of these characters, and that's why I don't put a ton of investment in these characters anywhere down here. And then I do have a little bit more to talk about besides hating Kendo. Kendo's terrible. I should have never leveled her up. She ruins all my summons. I am working on some rare characters. I've been working on them for a while. Bakugo is the only rare character I actually, or sorry, not Bakugo, Uraraka is the only rare character I have completely done. You can see she is a rare plus. I have found that rare characters can actually be fairly strong in VE Tower if they are leveled up enough, but that does take quite a bit of investment. And realistically, why are you ever going to use rare characters over SRs or URs? So there's really no point in you guys doing this leveling up process that I do, but I'm doing it for fun because I just want to see how useful rare characters can be. I want to have the strongest rare characters in the game, pretty much for fun. But anyways, guys, that is the showcase of my account for 7 million battle power. Those are my memories. Those are my characters. Let me know if you have any rare characters leveled up like me down in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.